Okay, June 1st, 2024, estate sale. This one was not too far, about 40 minutes up the line from here. This gentleman had been a locksmith and a safe cracker. Professional safe cracker, not a criminal one. So he had a lot of locks and lock-related stuff and just generally cool stuff in his house. I'll show you. He was also a gun guy, too. Unfortunately, a lot of the gun stuff was gone. Obviously, in New York, they don't let you sell too much of that sort of thing at estate sales, tag sales, flea markets, or whatever. Not anymore. Not like the old days. Okay. The prize of this lot is this. That is a key machine. You use this to make copies of your keys. Now, this is not going to work on some of the modern stuff. This is like from the mid-90s on down or 80s on down. I imagine he put this together in the 60s, by the look of it. It's a very good quality machine. I don't know the name of it, but I know quality when I see it. He has it set up so that you can do 12-volt DC power or regular AC current. Two different motors on there. This way you can cut keys in this maybe a flea market or in the field if you need to do it. Some reason maybe he took it to work at IBM and he was head of. Did I mention he was head of security at IBM for a time? I think it was in the 1970s in their Fishkill, New York facility. And he would make keys. I imagine probably use this very setup to do it, along with the key machine. As if that wasn't enough, I have thousands upon thousands of key blanks. I mean, just boxes, bags, all these cigar boxes, all these, look at this. These are modern master locks type keys, blanks. 1, 2, 3. There's all three of these are loaded with keys. All three of them. This box, this cigar tin, tobacco tin. With them, I also got a little coffee can full of these little skeleton keys. There's a few big ones in there too. And some watch keys also. You have these. These are for pocket watches. And they're pretty expensive as you have to buy one. And being that I'm a watch collector, it's nice to have this because these are going to come in very handy if I buy a watch that doesn't have a key. Now I have them. In there also are some keys that fit Victor Victrola phonograph cabinets. On eBay, those keys are $35 to $45 each. There's probably 25 or 30 of them in there. I don't even know. I didn't count them. It's a lot, though. They fit those cabinets. There's keys here for all of the major auto manufacturers that were around in the 1970s. We have Volkswagens. We have Fords and Chevys. There's house keys in here. And that's I believe that is a Mercury or a Ford. This oddball stuff, I don't know what this is. That kind of thing. Now, I also have a lot of locks. And this, I believe, is a master set of keys that open these locks. It seems to, because a couple of them worked on these locks. And little ones I have. There's another one over here. I also have the key blanks for these. And I have the cutting wheel. The straight cutting wheel for making those kinds of cuts. This is like 3 different sizes in there on those types of keys from the 60s mostly. 50s and 60s. That's what the padlock keys looked like back then, for the most part. More key blanks with the machine. There's a lot more cutting wheels. All kinds of good stuff in there. There were some lanterns. There's a glass lantern. That one is probably Depression era, 1930s, I would guess. It seems to be. It's got a Connecticut-made burner on it. Dietz lanterns, 3 of them. 2 of them really for parts. One of them's pretty good. And look at these. Dietz made these too. These are heavy-duty, old-fashioned, really heavy reflectors. Look at that. Brand new. I don't think this one might have been on something, but the rest of them show no signs of it. They look brand new. We do have some oil filter wrenches here for something. A little oil can, probably for a phonograph or maybe a sewing machine. Nice little Irwin stubby screwdriver with a wood handle. I like wood handle screwdrivers. Now over here, and this is cool. Car guys know what I'm talking about here. This is Hemmings Motor News, April 1979. I'm going to go through those ads, read them, and weep. You know, at the prices. I mean, Cogsworth Vega, 1976 production, $3,995 with 22,000 miles on it. That was a piece of, well, it wasn't junk, but still wasn't impressive either. Look at this. Some of these places are still in business. But that was cool. I had to pick up a copy. It was there in his bookshelf. This is a fold-out book of World War II history. It expands, doesn't page like a regular book does. You can do this with it. And so on. The whole war, the whole timeline of the war. That's cool. And a real nice shape, too. Let's put that aside so we don't knock it on the ground. Shooting Times, June of 1960. I'm going to have a lot of fun reading those. You know, there's stuff in here that's been forgotten by history. And there's information in here that, I mean, look at this. That's a 1903 Springfield. You know, and those 06s, yeah. Look I want to be real careful with this. I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. That's definitely going to be many hours of entertainment reading for me. Briggs & Stratton repair instructions, always use that. You know, I have Briggs & Stratton engines, the old school ones still around. And here we go, the Shooter's Bible, number 43. 1952 edition. How many of those you think are still left? 1952. And just look at some of the stuff that's in here. Look at that. Winchester, Model 21. Stevens, single barrel. I have a lot of guns of this era. And it'd be nice to see what they originally sold for. Model 12. Oh, I have Model 12s too. Look at that. Let's see. A standard Model 12 field gun in 1952 with a plain barrel, full choke, $98. Where is it? $98.15. Ribbed barrel was $115. Now, that sounds incredibly cheap by today's pricing on a Model 12. But remember, adjust for inflation. You know, this is probably $700-800 in today's money. I'm just guessing there. I haven't used the inflation calculator on that, but still, it's available. You can buy a brand new Winchester Model 12. Oh, for a time machine. Go back there with a bunch of gold in this catalog. Great American Automobiles, nice, just a nice book. Cars of the 1930s, that's an era of cars I really like, so we're going to be reading that. Everything We Had But Money, which was about the Great Depression, stories of the Great Depression, which I would definitely enjoy reading. And it's in really nice shape. These books are expensive. You know, you look on eBay for what those things go for, and it's kind of steep. So I like to find them in estate sales when I can. We have some kind of a nut driver here. What does it say? Well, it was made in Germany, whatever it is. Sora, West Germany. Obviously made before 1990. Okay. Here we have a couple of 20 millimeter cannon rounds from World War II, 1942. 20 millimeter cannon rounds. Some pellets for a pellet gun. Always use those. I have pellet guns. Okay, on this side, of course, there's more keys. I pointed those out before. A little safe. This one is probably late 50s, early 1960s. A friend of mine had a more modern version of this. And, you know, when he was a kid, many, we're talking the 1970s here. And he thought his money was safe. He left the room for a minute, and I had this thing open in that same amount of time. They're not exactly high security, you know, but that's fun. And it's in really nice shape, too. That's in really nice shape. Toy collector would probably like to have that. Propane cylinders, you know, I always pick those up when I see them. I go through a lot of them. This is a bullet mold for a 3840. Yeah, this was the 3840. It'll clean up. Put that in the Vaporust. It'll be fine. And like I said, lots of these nice, really old Yale locks. Really clean, too. They're really nice locks. Look at this. Well, this one here is like brand new. I mean, look at that. That is, still has the shine on it. I know those are expensive. Let's see, lock sets, we got plenty of those. We have a die holder there with a die in it. I think, oh, wait a minute. No, you know what that is? That's an adjustable die. I didn't even realize that, I think. No, it's not. Well, the rest of the set's gone, but that still remains, and I did search for it. It wasn't there. Here's a chisel, John Deere Company. I can clean that up easy enough. That's nothing. I do them all the time. This is a little hand warmer, little butane hand warmer. You know what those are. Wood handle screwdriver. Who made this one? Does it even say? It says made in USA. Phillips license 1. That's it. I'll clean it up later. More regular screwdrivers. The drinks did not come from the estate sale. Let's see. STP engine oil treatment. They still make this today. They still sell this today, and I still use it today. This is good for older vehicles like my truck. It's got zinc additive in it, which is what oil needs for the flat tappet motors that these things run. And it's always good to put this in with every oil change on your antique car. And by antique, I mean like before 1980, something old. Oh, no, actually, no, even after that. Before 95, let's say, somewhere around in there. Cartridge boxes, plastic cartridge boxes, empty, unfortunately. But here we have a Kennedy toolbox, a machinist toolbox. They're pretty common. You find these around. This one is straight. It's not all bashed up. It needs cleaning, which is not hard to do. It's only metal. It's not wood. It can be cleaned up pretty easy. It's neat enough inside. It's not all disgusting in there. See, I'll show you. Put that down there. Whoops, don't want to make a mess. A little dust, but all the felts are still there. Still looks good. Unfortunately, it was not full of tools. This was not an estate sale with a lot of tools, which kind of surprised me, but maybe the family kept most of them. I don't know. This is an extension for your hand brace, for your drill bits. What do we got over here? Do they cover everything? I think there's lots of smalls here that are in these boxes. Not the boxes, that's all key blanks, but little things in here. See, there's more locks. Here's one, U.S. Navy footlocker lock, or just general purpose lock. There's no key in it, but I would be willing to bet there is a key here somewhere for it. All kinds of keys, extra keys. Some of these ones are keyed, but most are not. A lot of weird little keys for locks that probably never even heard of. But those are the ones you want because they're harder to find. If you're selling keys blanks or anything like that, you want the oddball stuff. And frankly, most of this is going to be for sale because I really don't need a key machine. Once I'm done making up the few keys that I need, I'm probably going to sell all of this locally on Marketplace or something like that. But for now, I can finally make some, because I have the oddball key blanks, I can make some keys from some of my weird locks. We have another key machine we've used for years. This is one I just couldn't walk away from because somebody put a lot of time and effort into this. And it's a neat idea, and it's a really nice machine. Then I cover those here. Unknown who made it. What does the key say? Key's got a number. Corbin's that. Maybe they made the lock. Don't know. Miller. Friend of mine's named Miller. RFD. This is a mail lock. Huh. Takes another one of those flat keys with the slots. Of course, we all know what this is, right? It's actually dated May of 1962. I still use these. It's one of my other keychains. A lot of weird little things here. Oh, I always seem to find these. You have these multi-bit screwdrivers. 4-in-1 USA, true value. Nice shape, too. More keys, more keys, more keys. This guy was also into antique engines. That's why there is a distributor cap and a spark plug for some kind of 12-cylinder engine. My guess, it's Packard. It may be Cadillac. Could be Pierce Arrow. They all had 12 cylinders at different times, but one of them, it's just cool. You're not going to reuse that, but it's kind of a cool piece to have, like a little paperweight or something. And look at the size of that spark plug. It is a W18. It's almost as big as my Model T's plugs. Was there anything in here? Yeah, we got a little wrench in there. We have another lock. We have some brass. And, of course, a lot more keys. Several locks, in fact. Some small tools, that kind of stuff. And I think that about covers it. I think I touched on everything. Let's see. Let me slide this off of here for a sec. Can I open that and show you? Yeah, I showed you what was in there. Oh boy, that is actually pretty heavy. Also, these. I have to research these. I'm not 100% sure what that is for. It is not the Krag. It is not a 4570. This is a tapered case. It looks really familiar. I should know what this is. And I have forgotten. But I have plenty of time to look it up. Weird keys. Look at these. These are not cut. These are all uncut blanks. We have... That's a GM trunk key. One of them. Yale lock. Sargent. More Sargent. All right, don't fall. More keys. This is Ford. There are some branded Ford keys in here too. Uncut ones. I don't think I have a lot of them, but I have quite a few. 1970s GM. Another one. Probably some AMCs that look very similar to that in there too. A lot of lock keys. These are all for like cabinet locks, locks on toolboxes, things like that. Got quite a few of those. You can see at one time he had this box labeled 30-06, 1940s. Wish the M would still be in there. I would definitely have bought that. But there you go. That's the haul. For the first estate sale I've done in probably close to 2 months, I think. I forget. I do a lot of them. All right.